Hi everyone, this is Kim with Abundant Life Tarot, and I wanted to do a quick follow-up video on insurance and tarot and the part about collecting decks. And so I probably barely briefly touched upon indexing of your decks. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. I will try, but maybe I'll just kind of maybe do a snapshot and put it in my website, Abundant Life Tarot, where you can just see an image of how I index my tarot decks, for example, or my oracle decks. I'll just show a picture. So you can see, and maybe I might even, you know what, I'm maybe even able, dare I say, savvy enough to try to incorporate that image into this video, maybe at the end of it. Stay tuned for that. Anyways, I thought it was important that I come back on and just briefly touch upon the importance of cataloging or indexing your decks. And what I mean by that is you want to make filing a claim as easy for you as possible, but also more importantly, as easy for your claims adjuster. I was a claims adjuster for many, many years, and that's insurance claims, where I processed claims for an insurance company. So people pursue claims being, you know, they pay premiums each month, a loss happens, an accident, an incident, a fire, a theft, something happens, and then they can then file a claim for their damaged or stolen property. And so then I, as a claims adjuster, get the evidence to support the damage, to support that this incident occurred, to support that it is covered under their policy, and then I issue a settlement, right? So part of that is evidence gathering and documenting your property. It's very quick and easy what you need to do. It's only a couple of things, easy tips. First tip, all you need to do is, for your decks, you could video, right? Just video yourself, right, in your home. Hey, you know, maybe I even had someone, maybe just even have a newspaper with the date, like they have the Los Angeles Times, LA Times, right? And they kind of showed the date of the paper, something just to kind of say, okay, this is the date. And then you just take your camera phone, right? Pan on yourself, pan on the document that you have to prove what date it is, the calendar, whatever you want to use. And then just kind of go through and peruse your collection. You could have all your decks out. You could just kind of pause, hover, look, hover. Make sure you get them all there. And then once you're done with the video, you save it and you upload it and you send it to, you send that email to yourself, you email it. Or if you are able to, just save it somewhere like on some sort of drive or some sort of cloud. I mean, it's kind of, I would prefer to make the video small enough, meaning not a very long video, and email it to myself so I can save it in like a folder that's just designated for my evidence, like my content for my homeowner's insurance. So God forbid I need to go to my email. You can always access your email account anywhere usually. You could then say, all right, insurance company, here's what I have, here's my inventory. And if they might say, well, can you look at the video and detail what things cost and what they are? Yeah, I can. But it makes it easy for you and for your insurance company. My insurance company just needed the video. They dealt with the rest. You know what I'm saying? I never had to file a claim for an insurance, you know, for my tarot decks per se, but I've had to file a claim for other items. And so, and I've been a claims adjuster. Well, I've been in the insurance world for 20 years, and I was a claims adjuster, for about 14 of those years, I think. I don't know. I lost track. Anyway, so yeah, so there's that. So that's the easy way of cataloging your stuff. And you could do that for your whole house if you have renters or homeowners. You could just do videos and then just email them, say kitchen content for our homeowners or renters, or let's see, design, purses collection, whatever you wanted to detail. So there's that. Now, that's 1.0. 2.0 are taking it to that next extra step, that next level, which I do and I recommend, and I'm even figuring out ways I want to enhance it, is using Excel spreadsheets or just spreadsheets. Google has an awesome spreadsheet program, just like it has a Google Docs program. So definitely check out Google Sheets, is what it's called. And it's really user-friendly, very similar to Excel if you're familiar with Excel. And it's fun to make Excel sheets. I literally have just columns that total up all the decks that I have. It also keeps me in check on the number of deck purchases I'm making. I can't make a deck purchase without making sure that I look at that list first and really see if I want to add to it or not. Then I have to add to it and see how I feel about adding that deck to my spreadsheet collection. And if I'm like okay with it, yeah, I can pay that price and it can be a deck listed, then I go ahead and make the purchase. So I have the column, and you'll see if you go to my website, or if I'm able to attach the photo to this video, you will see that I have detailed the name of the deck, when I purchased it, what month and year I purchased it, because I might want to later do a pivot table to see how many decks I purchased at a given time in the year, and month by month. So I do it by month and year, as well as date purchase. I say where I purchased it from, who's the publisher, how much I paid for it, and then I have a comment section. Maybe it's a first edition, or maybe there's something unique about it. Or maybe, I think I also now have a column if it's mass produced or if it's an independent deck. And I think I'm going to add there was another column I wanted to add. I wanted to add another column, but I can't remember. It's not that important. But what was important is the deck's names, the purchase dates, the purchase price. Those were important to capture on an Excel sheet. And it's even better if you did it on Google Sheets, because why? You can access Google Sheets anywhere as long as you have your Google account. So I have that. I think that the Google Sheets keeps me dialed into my collection, what decks I have, and I never run into the problem of repeat purchases unless I really wanted to purchase a backup deck, which is rare. And I don't worry if, God forbid, something happens. Yes, there are a couple of my decks that will not be able to be replaced because the deck creator is not probably going to make another edition, or maybe they will later down the line, but this may not be, this will be it. But at least I will get compensated for that deck's value. So, and also just to emphasize, when you are contacting your renters or your homeowners and you're talking to them about your, they're going to ask you, do you have any collectibles? Do you have this or that? And you say, well, I do collect tarot decks. And they're going to probably ask you, can you estimate what kind of value of this deck or collection or that you have? And then now you're able to quantify that. Now you're able to tell them that. And now you're able to get enough coverage with your personal articles floater. That's the endorsement that they call it, a PAF. P as in Papa, A as in Alpha, F as in Foxtrot. PAF, endorsement that they add to your policy, and then you specify the amount of coverage that you want. It's very cheap to add it to your renters or homeowners policy, and that is what will really add that extra coverage. Now, with that being said, even if you didn't have a PAF, many of your policies will still cover that as part of your contents. But what's cool about a PAF are some of those endorsements that you can get, like your endorsements for your electronics, your electronic devices or what have you, with your homeowners and renters. What's cool about it is you will have it covered, but what's a pain is that with endorsements, you probably could get replacement value versus actual cash value. And actual cash value is they're paying you what it might be worth now. And, you know, you want collectible status. You want to pay, you want replacement value. So that's just some things to keep in mind when you're thinking about insuring your decks. And I don't see a lot of videos talking about this, and I'm putting it out first on my Cosmic Seers level at Abundant Life Tarot Premium. That level and probably the Rebel Souls, and then it will go on down to the levels below and then to YouTube, because I think it is important to know about insuring your tarot decks. The first video, part 1, that I talk about this, it touches upon the collecting of the decks and pursuing claims for your tarot decks, but it mostly focused on ensuring your tarot practice, especially those tarot practices or your spirituality practices that are like work from home, or distance readings, because that's what I'm doing, is distance readings. So yeah, that's that about insurance. This is a quick and easy peasy addendum to the first part of the videos. So I'm very happy to say that I finally can check this off my list. It was important to me because I feel like, because I'm in the insurance world, I owe a duty to help educate the masses about insurance. Now, don't come to me asking claims advice in the future. I gotta say that. I have to say that for a number of reasons. First of all, I do actively still, work very much in the insurance industry, so I don't want, companies out there thinking I'm just willy-nilly and giving out advice, because that's not proper, and I'm not doing that. I'm giving general public advice that you probably, if you tried to Google it and use the right terms to get to the answers, you would, but I don't know. But also, no, I am trying to get away from all of that. I don't want to do the claim stuff. I want to talk tarot stuff, so don't email me questions about your claim stuff. That's for your claims adjusters who get paid probably nicely to help you with that. All right, you all, thank you so much for watching. Much love, many blessings. Bye.